and they canceled all kinds of service on the flight. But as we got closer, you could see
You
that
gotta listen
tail
to this.
of smoke. At that time, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I immediately knew I was, something catastrophic was happening, and you're still trying to process exactly where is it, what's going on, and to what scale, and then how are we going to get through it? I mean, the planes were then you could see being diverted out into the ocean as we were on approach, so to speak, and the plane is pretty bumpy and a turbulent effort to try to get back to the coastline, and we went from clear, beautiful day right into this brown cloud. And at that point, the smell in the cabin is going in. It's kind of odd that the pilot never even mentioned the fire or that we were going to go through the fire or any kind of talk of what we were about to endure. After we got through the cloud, a couple minutes into it, then you could actually look back and start to see the red, bursts of flames on the hillside. And again, at that time when we landed, we're talking about 500 acres to what is now 15,000 acres, a little over 24 hours later. It's just hard to process.
Yeah, and we're looking live right now at some of this aerial coverage. It just shows you the scope of the devastation and the speed at which it's moving. That must have been pretty scary for, I guess, everybody in the cabin there. Is this normal? I mean, I cover this. It's almost every year there's wildfires in California. Year after year this happens. This seems to have been like the mother of all fires.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Santa Rosa, California in 2017. Obviously, they had that catastrophic fire there. 5,500 homes went down. My high school was burned to the ground. I was there several days later with my family, touring the devastation. And much like we're starting to see now, you just see chimneys, you see stairwells, everything is just gone. It's decimated and it's catastrophic. And to go from 2017 and my hometown to now where we live down here in Southern California, and to be going through something similar. We're thankfully 30 miles south of really the danger zone, but you're staying alert. You're dropping your kids off at school, wanting we got to stay close. We got to be alert. There's 90 to 100 mile an hour gusts. If anything happens, as you've been accurately reporting, burning at that speed, you don't have a lot of time to try to gather yourself and get to safety. It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. It's a beautiful place. It's a dangerous place. Doesn't have to be this dangerous if people could get it together. But Matt, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, let's bring in Good Day LA entertainment anchor Amanda Salas. So, Amanda, this fire does not discriminate. People's homes, we know them from television. I have friends and family members who are out there. Everyone is getting hit. Isn't that right?
That is absolutely right, Jesse. We're seeing Billy Crystal and his wife Janice, residents of the Pacific Palisades, who lost their home that they've lived in since 1979. Residents for almost 5 decades, their whole neighborhood gone, just like that. Paris Hilton losing her home in Malibu, burned to the ground. And, just a couple of days ago, so many stars were walking the red carpet at the Golden Globes. And from Paris to Hollywood couple Leighton Meester and Adam Brody, they lost their home as well, completely gone. Their neighborhood, their kids' schools. We're seeing Mandy Moore, who is a resident of Altadena, saying, "My sweet Altadena, my kids' schools, our favorite restaurants, all their favorite spots around their community gone just like that." And many don't know if they'll have a home to wake up to tomorrow.
Yeah,
Real
and
and raw emotions.
it is it's a very recognizable part of Los Angeles. It's a beautiful part of Los Angeles, and it looks like everyone's getting hit, no matter who they are, and no matter how much money they have. Thank you so much. I hope everybody gets out okay.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me.
Bring in actor Dennis Quaid. So Dennis, we're hearing that you returned to your house. Your family is not with you. Is that right?
No, they're at a hotel and with friends right now, Jesse. And thanks for having me here. And before we get started, I'd like to thank Anthony Marmolejo, James Contreras, Mike Zimmerman, and John Kluwer from OES 5113 from Fresno who came down here to help out with this fire. I can't say enough about the firefighters who've been here. They've really made the difference. They're the guys that are running in when everybody else is running out. And they made a difference right here on my block. I have to say the fire was not more than 100, 150 yards away from taking out the whole block. And I think you're showing some footage that I shot today. The guys came down with the C-130s and the helicopters who knocked those little spring ups of fire down, and so far have saved the block. I hope the wind doesn't change.
Oh my God, you are lucky. Not a lot of people have gotten lucky, but thank God for some of these choppers and some of these men and women up in the air dumping this juice down and preventing this thing from spreading. What is the vibe like? It has to be just sheer panic among the people living in this area.
Yeah, I've been through several fires here in California in my 45 years that I've been in and around here, and this is the worst one, bar none. It came up so suddenly. It started about 10:30 yesterday for us. About noticing this huge plume. I was coming down my stairs and out the window, this huge plume, and then within an hour, you started to see all this carnage that was going on Palisades Drive, and cars getting backed up, and sheer panic, and those poor people up here in the Highlands. People lost everything in just a few minutes, and thank God that I hear that as far as the deaths and injuries that have been in this have been very low, and I hope that continues to be the case. And I think we can credit that a lot to the firefighters that have come in and helped rescue and then save people's property and keep things working. And if you get out there, if you get back into your house today, tomorrow, the next day, firefighters going to be out there. A lot of them have been working 24 hours for sure. If you go to Starbucks, get an extra coffee, get an extra sausage sandwich, get an extra anything, and hand it out to these guys. They're out there on the line, and they're out there without something to eat for a long time.
Yeah,
So
I mean, some of these
let's
guys
help
have
them
been
out.
slept
They've really
for
helped
96
us.
hours, Dennis. I mean, that's just
Right.
an incredible feat of strength and perseverance. Do you at all, or do the people in the neighborhood feel let down by the government of California at all?
Well, this has been a problem here in California. It's just an inherent problem in California. I saw Rick Caruso, or heard him on the news today, who ran for mayor. And, his daughter, he ran for mayor, his daughter lost her house, I heard during this fire. And my heart goes out to them. And, but no water in the Palisades. The infrastructure has been a big problem around here, and where we should spend the money. I do have a difference with that.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the mayor coming back, I'm sure she got on the first plane coming back, but having nothing to say once she got here. I don't know if that was edited like that, but
yeah, not a good look.
you got to hit the ground running.
Right.
We've
For
got to hit the
mayor
ground
guys,
running
right.
around here,
The
and we
amount-
got to keep it up.
the
I heard
amount-
a fire just started in Runyon or Nichols Canyon
Yeah,
right
so I mean,
now.
if you're watching,
That just
you
started
gotta get out of the
moments
way
ago.
fast. Dennis, I'm glad to talk to you. I'm glad everything's okay. Thank you, and thank all the firefighters.
And welcome to Hannity, and this is a Fox News alert. Southern California, it is on fire. This is a nightmare come to life. Entire city neighborhood.
You could have told me to turn it.
Get up here. Hey, you coming home?
Yeah, but I didn't know I was.
Oh, you still recording?